Welcome all my dear student of SYBC class. In previous lecture we studied the exact differential and some important problems along with homework regarding exact differential equation. Now in this lecture we are going to study theorems of differentiation. These two theorems are very important in partial differentiation. In order to study these two theorems, we know that a function f is equal to f of xy. This function fy, in this function fy, x and y are two independent variables, whereas f is dependent variable. We can express x as a function of f and y, or we can express y as a function of f and x. To emphasize this point, we are going to replace f by z. We are going to replace f by z. Now, imagine that x is a function of y and z. That is, we can write x is a function of x of y z. Therefore, delta x by delta y dx, differentiation of this dx is equal to delta x by delta y at constant z into dy plus delta x by delta z at constant y dz. Okay. Suppose this is equation 1. Now again we can imagine that y is a function of y of x and z. Remember that. I am going to repeat once again. Here we can imagine that x is a function of y and z. Therefore, the differentiation, this is the differentiation of this function or differential equation of this function. In the same way, if we imagine that y is a function of x and z, then equation this dy is equal to delta y by delta x at constant z dx plus delta y by delta z at constant x dz. This is equation 2. And this equation 2 is the differential equation of this function. Okay. Now in order to obtain two theorems, here we are going to substitute the value of this dy, that is this term, in equation 1 in place of dy. Therefore, we have dx is equal to delta x by delta y at constant z, and substitute the value of dy in square bracket delta y by delta x at constant z dx plus delta y by delta z at constant x dz plus the remaining term as it is delta x by delta z at constant y dz. Now simplify this term. We get, in order to simplify, what we have to do? We have to multiply this term by this term to this term, and again we have to multiply by this term to this term. Therefore, dx is equal to delta x by delta y at constant z into delta y by delta x at constant z dx. Okay. Now this is for first multiplication. Now this is the for second multiplication. We have delta x by delta y at constant z into delta y by delta z, that means this term, into constant x, plus delta x by delta z at constant y, that means this term, and this z is common for all these three terms. This is equation 3. This equation 3 consists 3 variables x, y and z. Out of these 3 variables, any 2 are independent coordinates. There are 3 coordinates x, y and z, variable or coordinate. Out of 3 variables or coordinate, any 2 are constants. Let us choose x and z, 2 independent coordinates or variables x and z. Okay, if and equation 3 must be true for any value of x and z. What I say? Equation 3 is true for any value of x and z. First, choose if dz is equal to 0 and dx is not equal to 0. First case. Now when we apply this condition to equation 3, we have dz is equal to 0. That means when this dz is equal to 0, dz 0 into this is 0, and we have dx is equal to delta x by delta y, that means this term, into delta y by delta x at constant z dx. And this equation gives us delta x by delta y at constant z into delta y by delta x at constant z is equal to 1. From this equation we can write, take this term toward the RHS of this equation. We have delta x by delta y at constant z is equal to 1 upon delta y by delta x at constant z. Here this term is multiplied to this term, and when this term going to RHS, it is going to divide by 1. Or this equation may be right, this term may be right like this, delta y upon delta x at constant z raised to minus 1. And this term, this equation number 4 is represent theorem first, and relation expressed by equation 4 is known as reciprocity relation. Reciprocity relation, and it holds true for holds good provided both partial derivatives exist and neither is equal to 0. Okay. Now we have to see the second theorem. For this second theorem, alternately again we have to make the interchange between these two. That is, the case, alternate case, dz is not equal to 0 and dx is equal to 0. In first case, dz is equal to 0 and dx is not equal to 0. Now in this case, dz is equal to 0 and dx is not equal to 0. When we apply this condition to this equation 3, we have as dx is equal to 0, 0 into this is 0 and this is 0. Therefore, if this term is 0 and this term is 0, then only we have this term. And from this term we can write deva x by deva y at constant z, that means this term, into deva y by deva z at constant x, that means this term, plus deva x by deva z at constant y is equal to 1. Okay, sorry, is equal to not 1, 0. Why this equation is equal to 0? Because we apply this condition to this equation 3, and in equation 3 when dx is equal to 0, then this term is 0, this term is 0 only, and when this term is equal to 0, obviously when dz come to the left hand side, it will become 0 and we will get this equation. Okay, from this equation we can write deva x by deva y at constant z into deva y by deva z at constant x is equal to minus, take this term to RHS of the equation, here positive and RHS it becomes negative, deva x by deva z at constant y. Or this equation can be written like this, deva x by deva y at constant z into deva y by deva z at constant x is equal to minus 1 upon deva z by deva x at constant y. When this equation is right in this way, then there is change in numerator and denominator. Or from this equation we can write deva x by deva y at constant z into deva y by deva z at constant x into deva z by deva x at constant y is equal to minus 1. How this equation comes here? Because this term is again going to RHS of this equation, and this equation that is equation 5. This equation 5 represents theorem second, and this equation is called cyclic equation, or this relation is called cyclic relation, because we can modify this equation like this, just simply maintain the cyclic order x, y and then z, or we can write deva y by deva z at constant x into deva z by deva x at constant y, then deva x by deva z at constant deva constant z is equal to minus 1, and this is the cyclic equation x, y, z. Okay, these both equations are same, only we maintain the cyclic order. Hence this is called cyclic relation, which holds good unless any of the derivative vanish. Okay, now we can use these two theorems in order to verify any or many physical equations. For example, first problem or first example, verify two theorems in case of an ideal gas. That means what? We can use these two theorems in order to verify two theorem in case of an ideal gas. We know that ideal gas equation is solution. Ideal gas equation, or this is also called perfect gas equation, is PV is equal to RT. Okay. Now, this equation implies P is equal to RT upon V. Simply take this V toward the right hand side. Suppose this is equation 1. Now differentiating equation 1 with respect to V at constant T. What I say? Differentiate this equation with respect to V at constant T. We have delta P by delta V at constant T, which is nothing but delta by delta V, and substitute the value of P, that is RT upon V. Okay. Now we know that this differentiation is taken at constant temperature and R is also constant, therefore both R and T we can write here RT, and only we have delta by delta V of 1 upon V. Or when we take the differentiation of this term, we get minus RT upon V square. Again, this is the value of delta by delta. Again, here from equation 1, or we can again rearrange the equation 1, that is PV is equal to RT implies V is equal to RT upon P. Firstly we shifted V towards the right, and now we shifted P towards the right, and we get the value of V. Substitute this value of V in this equation, we have delta P by delta V at constant T is equal to minus RT upon RT upon P bracket square. Or we can write delta P by delta V at constant T is equal to, this single RT is getting cancelled with this RT square, and we have minus P square upon RT. This is equation suppose 2. Now from equation 2 we can also write delta V by delta P at constant T is equal to RT minus RT upon P square. Only we make the change in numerator and denominator on both sides. This is equation 3. Now from equation 2 and 3, from equation 2 delta P by delta V at constant T is equal into, take the product of equation 2 and 3, therefore this term into delta V by delta P at constant T is equal to minus P square upon RT into minus RT upon P square. Here P square getting cancelled with each other, RT getting cancelled with each other, minus minus plus, and we have plus. That is, finally we are proved the first theorem, that is delta P by delta V at constant T into delta V by delta P at constant T is equal to 1. Thus first theorem is verified in case of an ideal gas. Now we are going to verify the second theorem. Again an ideal equation gives us, or ideal equation PV is equal to RT. From this equation we can make the arrangement. First, P is equal to RT upon V. Differentiate this equation with respect to V at constant T. We have del by P by del by V at constant T is equal to RT minus RT upon V square. Again V square is equal to RT upon, V is equal to RT upon P. Substitute the value and we get finally the value, RT square. Okay, it is okay. Now again from this equation we can write value of V. V is equal to RT upon P. Differentiate this equation with respect to dV by T. Just a minute, dV by T at constant temperature, keeping what? P constant. What I say, from this equation V is equal to RT upon this one, V is equal to RT upon P. Now differentiate this equation with respect to T at constant P. We have del by del by T in bracket R T upon P, and we have simply R upon P. Okay, suppose this is equation 1, this is equation 2. This gives value of del T, del V by del T at constant. Similarly, lastly, this equation, from this equation we also have T is equal to PV upon R. Simply R is taken towards the LHS, and this equation when differentiate, that is differentiate this T with respect to P at constant T, we have a very simple V upon R, because here we are going to differentiate with respect to T. Suppose this is equation 3. Now from equation 1, 2 and 3 take simply the product of three equation, that is del by P by del by V at constant T into del by V by del by del by T at constant P into this del by T by del by P at constant T. Okay, we have take the first minus RT upon V square into this R upon P into last V upon R. Okay, last one here constant V, not V, here also V. Now in RHS side, this R is getting cancelled with this R, and this V is getting cancelled this V1 of V, and we have minus RT upon PV or VP. But again we know that PV is equal to what? RT. Therefore, substitute the value of PV or replace PV by RT, and finally we have delta P by delta V at constant T into delta V by delta T at constant P into delta T by delta P at constant V is equal to minus RT upon RT. RT get cancelled with each other, and finally we have this is equal to minus 1. In this way, second theorem for an ideal gas, or here we verified the second theorem in case of an ideal gas. Now, second verification, Van der Waals equation. We know Van der Waals equation is P plus A upon V square and V minus B is equal to RT. If we compared the perfect gas or ideal gas equation PV is equal to RT with Van der Waals equation, we know that in perfect or ideal gas equation we replace P by this modified term and we replace V by this modified term. Now here also we can verify two theorems for this Van der Waals equation, and this is homework for you. Try to solve this. If any problem is there, then please ask me. Thank you. Have a good day.